I'm trying to tone down my hellos for the Yuletide videos because usually I'm all in like hello, 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 and I'm like trying to taking it down a notch here. So I just got back from a little shopping. I thought it was so nice the other day when I was like taking up what I had brought home for Christmas. What is this called in English? Like when you sort of, it's a bit like nesting, but it's like for Christmas you're getting all the things that you like to have in the home during the Christmas. So, gera vel við sig. How do you say this in English? It's like do good by yourself, or like treat yourself. Yes, treat yourself. That's the word. Gera vel við sig. It's so nice to treat yourself in December, and I love this part of being like gathering. I feel like a old school gatherer, like back in the days, like getting in everything that I need to make everything perfect and beautiful, or most likely not perfect, but cozy and nice. So what I did today was very important. I started the day by going out. I didn't really want to go outside, but I went because I wanted to get the Baileys. So I stopped by the coffee shop on the corner because I kind of have to drive to the liquor store. In Iceland, we only sell liquor in special shops from the state. It's a whole thing. So I had to go to the liquor shop, so I had to take the car. So I stopped by my cafe, and they're so sweet there in my cafe. I know all of them that work just on the corner of my house. So I was outside having a ciggy, and I just went like this inside, like, could you make me my to-go latte? And she was so sweet, she just brought it out to me and she said it was a gift. So I started off with like a free latte. I instantly knew this day was going to be great. So I continued on my way and I got very important stuff. Alcohol and books. This is essential for Christmas celebrations. So I went a bit crazy in the liquor shop because I don't usually go there. So I bought a lot of liquor, which is a bit same. First of all, I got the Baileys, and you best believe we're just about to make a coffee. I know I already had the free latte, but next up is Baileys coffee, winning. And then I also got some whiskey because I want to try to make the homemade Baileys for maybe my mom and my sister or somebody, I don't know, or some friends. And since I was there, I never buy this, but I love having rum in the house from my Cuba, my Havana days. So I went for a Siete Años Añejo. This is really good for the coffee as well. And what I used to do in Cuba when there was no Baileys for my Baileys coffee, then I would just do leche condensada and some rum. It's like a poor man's version of Baileys coffee. And then I decided to get a couple of cheap bottles of wine. If I wanted to try to make mulled wine, we don't really use that so much. We don't do it so much here. It's more like a Scandinavian thing, like or in the other Nordic countries. I know they do it a lot. So I wanted to maybe try to have it. So I bought two just very cheap because I'm sure you're supposed to buy cheap wine, but I have no, I usually don't really drink wine. So I don't know what is good or what not. I just went by price and these were very cheap. Were kind of cheap. And then I thought, who knows, maybe I get a great visitor at some point during Christmas, so I bought one cava, just, in case. And then I was downtown, and then I went to Grýla, and then I got some beers. And I was downtown, and I was thinking, I had talked to a friend of mine, just opened a new bookshop. We've known each other since college, and it's just, and I hadn't gone yet, but I had talked to him. And there was this book that I wanted, an old book, Icelandic, like from, 80 something or whatever. And he had gotten it for me and it was waiting. So I thought I'd stop by there and I bought, and these are for me because yes, I have to tell you about the Jólabókaflóð. In Iceland, we do this thing where the most traditional Christmas present is a book. Well, you need maybe socks too, because you will have to need some clothing, so you won't go to so the Yule cat won't eat you, but that's another story. So usually we give books a lot. And when I was a teenager, and we publish a lot of books, so they call this Jólabókaflóð. Flóð is like an avalanche, so it's like it sounds like snjóflóð, which is a snow avalanche, which is not very positive, obviously, but it's the same word. So we say like an avalanche of book, because usually most of the books that are published in Iceland are published before Christmas, and I published 4 books on my own, and they were always, it's the season. It is the season to publish books, and I think we have something like crazy, like the highest number per capita of people that publish books. Like we are writer and readers here. A long history of books and writing from like the early, like just 1100s. But anyways, so I went there and I actually did some filming. Maybe I'll do like a little small something with that to show you his new shop. But I got the book, and this is one of my favorite authors, Icelandic, Auður Haralds. I love her, and actually hadn't read this book because it's a teenage book, sort of. It's in that category. And somebody just recommended it for me because it's called Banitra Samband á Njálsgötunni. It's called like a toxic relationship on Njálsgatan. And I live on Njálsgata. This is like the street. She used to live here, the author, on this street. So I live in this street. So, and well, like you know by now, if you watched last part, I have a teenager in the house, and it is complicated. And this book is actually about when she was living with her teenage son on Njálsgata. So this is my treat for me for Christmas, and I hope she's really, really witty and funny and sarcastic and just all around brilliant. So I'm hoping this will give me some comfort. And this is like it's just an old copy, and he gave me it very good price also. So I bought this one for me. And so yeah, so what I do, like when I was a teenager, I would get lots and lots of books because I love to read. And when I was younger, I did way more of it. And so I used to get so many books. And then I had the boys, and then there was just no time to cuddle up with a book on Christmas, which is like what you would do. Like this is the tradition for me, is on the 24th. We don't do any party. It's not like, it is like sort of holy time, sort of. There are no partying usually. There was no wine ever at dinner when I was a kid, and I don't serve wine now either at on the 24th with dinner. Like I think my mom and dad now serve like fine wine, red wine or something, but like we don't really drink on that night, and it's not like that. So after opening up of the presents, then I get all my books and my box of chocolate, and I go into bed with my book of my stack of books and box of chocolate, and it's just all the best. But the thing is, when I was a teenager, I used to get so many books as presents, because you get presents from all kinds of aunts and uncles and what have you. And now that I'm more mature lady, let's say, older, I realized a few years back that I don't really get any books anymore. Like my mom will give me one book. So I started this new tradition. I think maybe you're seeing a pattern emerge here, that like treat yourself for Christmas is the pattern. In December, I will buy for myself. I will choose, depends on also how much money I have extra. Like this is obviously an extra, but like I will choose the books that I want. I love I think you call this Nordic Noir. It's just for us like detective books, or like like police, like it's like a whodunit basically. And so we have really good authors in that. So they always publish each year. So I get some of those, and then I get one like a nice novel, nice fiction, and I got this one this year now, Bragi Ólafsson. I read something by him, I really like it. And then I got this really cute little book on poems made by one of our great contemporary author, Hallgrímur Helgason. And this is kind of new, and this is Christmas poetry. That is, he is talking to another book that is old Christmas poetry from one of the old poets in Iceland. And I'm going to buy that one too, and then I'm going to read both. And I'm not allowed to read my books. I can get them, and I don't wrap these. Usually I just put a nice bow on it so it looks nice and everything. But now I start like collecting books for my little pile of books. It's very small still, but I will definitely add like 4 or 5 to this. And then I'm allowed to start reading them on Christmas Eve, on the 24th, after everything is finished. So, and one more thing before we continue. This is how you know the books you want. So they publish this little like booklet. Well, it's not so little, but still. with all the books that are being published each year. And you used to get these in the door, like they would put them, they would just deliver it to every house in Iceland before Christmas. And I was thinking now, like, why isn't it here? And I got a copy at the bookshop. He said that they have stopped taking it out to the shop. So now what I have to do later tonight is, go through these and circle the ones that I want, and then I will keep on collecting for my pile of books. So, I mean, I got the liquor, I got the books. I'm really just halfway there to Christmas. This is going extremely well, I must say. Now I am going to, today, I wanted to tell you about the Yule lads. And I already got up my boxes here. I think I have all of them. We're going to find out. I'm going to tell you about the Yule lads because the first one came last night. And so the kids already put their shoes in the window and it's so much fun. So I'm going to talk a bit about that today. I'm going to make the coffee for the Baileys and tidy up my kitchen a bit because it's a right mess. And then we're going to do the Yule lads, and then maybe, I don't know if I'm going to bake later today or what. We'll see what happens. But like I said, liquor and books, we're halfway there, baby. Just going excellent. Gathering, I will have to go, look what it's called, gathering goods for Christmas. This is doing great, definitely. Hey there, I'm back. It's time for that coffee with the Baileys. I found another red dress to wear. I thought it was very Christmassy, but I said to my son that I thought it was like Christmassy and nice, and he's like, it has flowers. I think it's more summer dress, but I think it's Christmassy. So, yes, okay, Baileys, coffee, check. This is one of my moment cups. These are from Finland, from Italy. I love these. Yes, and I was going to clarify also. Apparently I had some comments because I smoked rolling tobacco. So I had some comments. This is just tobacco. Even if I roll it, it's like bought in the shop. Baileys is the strongest stuff going around here. So I just went. I'm gonna move it closer. Wait. There we go. This is nice. Yeah, felt like I was really long away there. Far away. Sorry. This new adventure of filming the Yuletide every day stuff with you guys has been already challenging for my English. I'm learning a lot of new words though, so that's good. I should be more ambitious with my English, of course. It's always fun to learn new words. So, rolling cigarette, rolling tobacco. Ready. And then the coffee, it already cooled down. I actually went in between takes now. Oopala. Well, I tidied up the kitchen, and then I went with my mum downtown. I do live downtown, but we went downtown to a shop of a friend of mine. Sorry, I just spilled coffee. I'm gonna Yes, one of my best friends, we've been friends for ages, has a beautiful shop downtown, like a perfume shop. They make their own perfume and all kinds of stuff, and candles. I always get candles there. But I had already spent all my money, my budget for today on alcohol and books. So no candle for me today. but I have this one here that I found the other day, remember? It's always nice to stash something nice that you haven't used yet, like nice candles and stuff, in your Christmas decoration box. And then you get like surprises like this. But I would definitely get a nice candle from them before Christmas. They smell divine. So I went with my mom there. They had like some sort of event, like there was some music and Christmas cocktails. I had the Christmas cocktail, it was really good, but they came with like a whole clove. I'm always using this word now, clove, in it, and just like is my nature, I was oh wait, you're a film minute. And I drank it like too hastily and like with a whole clove in it. Classic Tinna move, but it was okay. I am not harmed. Komin heim ekki til minn. Þú bara veist mynd, bara allt í lagi samt. Pepe home. Yes, so we have the coffee, we have the cigarettes. I'm gonna light some more candles. These here, I don't know, see, no, you can't see them in the frame. I have just been enjoying my beautiful setting here with the window, and já, þetta hálft, þú mátt taka þetta, já.
Bara úlmatisum.
Ég að filma ekki. Okay, so I still have this thing that I do from in Cuba. When you open up a new bottle of alcohol, you should always take the first sip of it and offer it to the gods. Usually just do it on the floor, but here it's a wooden floor, so that's not. I'm gonna be throwing Baileys around here. I'm just going to drink it. So it is happening. I'm very happy that I promised to you guys, I mean, more is more, that I was gonna get it, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have gone. Oh, this is lovely. I'm gonna have some more. I like my coffee a bit sweet. And sweet with alcohol, then it's just like the whole shebang, right? Skål! But yeah, I'm not going to film very much more here tonight, but I am going to take up the Yule lads and go over it a bit. That was the plan for today. I have two boxes here. I have my big box of, so the Jólasveinar, we have 13, well, we say like 13 Santa Clauses, but actually no, because we call it the same. It's Jólasvein and Jólasvein. It's the same word for both, for all the 13 and then for the like international version as well, the Santa Claus. But now apparently I've seen that since they are like, we have more tourists here now, so they have a name for it in English and they call them the Yule lads, which is way more accurate really, because they're not Santa Clauses. They're not like Santa Claus at all. They are like these mischievous guys. They're all brothers, 13 brothers. The mom is Grýla. She is a troll, trolless. Do you say like a lady troll? Well, lady is maybe taking a bit far. She has hoofs for instead of feet. And she has a tail, and she is just, yeah, she's like bestial. And that's the mom, and then the dad is Lappalúði, but he's kind of just like an afterthought. Well, like he's not like a big character. He's just her husband really. And then they have the jólaköttur as well, the Yule cat. And so Grýla is like, she's sort of like a Krampus, some sort of a figure. Like she's you know, and she is ancient, you know. This is not one of the new, you know, when I talk about like how you have some things that are obviously newer in the traditions, these things you just know that they're coming from way back, like, because yeah, she is not nice at all. And you would use, like, she eats, like the naughty kids, there are two types of dangers for children at Christmas time in Iceland. Huge dangers of being eaten, and this can happen for two reasons. Because if they are naughty, then Grýla will go around and she takes them and she puts them in her big bag, and then she takes them home They live, Grýla and the Yule lads, they live in a mountain, just, you can see it, it's here, like it's not in the city, but it's on the other side of one of the fjords here that the city is by. So I can see it out my bedroom window, Asian. And that's where they live. So they live in the mountain, and she will take them back to their cave. They live in a cave, and she has a big old pot there where she then, boils and cooks the naughty children. So that's one thing, like if you're naughty, then Grýla will take you. And also, if you do not get new clothes, then the Yule cat will get you. So I would say, like back in the day, they were pretty, like, your odds were not good. Like, even if you were a nice kid, then maybe you were poor. But so it's a tradition we always give. Every person has to have, preferably for a gift, but if not, like, you can buy it for yourself, I suppose. But you should always have one gift, at least one pair of socks or something. Because if you do not get new, and this goes for grown-ups as well, really well, at least, we talk about it that way. We say, já, nú sko þú fari ekki í jólaköttin. It's thank God you're not going to the Yule cat. And when you say going to it, it's really more like inside. It's like it's you're not eaten by it. So yes, very perilous, very perilous. And so the Yule lads are these brothers, mischievous guys, that are like, they really aren't so old, but then it's sort of got mixed up with the new Santa Claus. So like they do sometimes dress up like with beard and stuff. But they have like old type of Icelandic clothes on, like maybe in the 19th century, like 1800 something sort of clothes on. And so I have here, what I was going to do with you today was tell you about them a bit. And okay, I have too much goodness here on this table. This too, I have to put, okay, I have the books here. Let me tidy up a bit so I can take out the Yule lads. Okay, books away. They should go in that direction. This should also go away. Sorry, okay. Okay, and here is my box of Yule lads. So when the boys were small, this would be their favorite bit of putting up these little statues of them. And these were like, I've just been buying them. I finally have all of them, but then sometimes, they would break or something. So actually my mom would give me one each Christmas. It took me years to collect them all. I hope I have them all, but at least I should. These are designed by a British painter who lives here in Iceland and has lived here for decades. He's called Brian Pilkington. And so this is like, for example, so here they are kind of old actually. But I like, in my mind, when I think of them, they're not really old because they're very mischievous. Well, they're very like high-spirited and in good health old guys then, if they're old, because they're doing all kinds of mischief. So the first one that comes, somewhere in like, okay, let's just start unpacking this here. Here's one. Oh no, it's broken. Oh my. Well, maybe I can, okay. Well, I can probably glue him. So this here is skýrgámur. Skyr is this type of, are you seeing this? Skyr is this type of yogurt, like thick yogurt that we eat here. And he loves skyr, and so they would come down 13 days before Christmas. They start coming down from the mountains, and they're doing shenanigans in the farms. They are stealing meat, they are stealing skyr, they are, slamming doors. We have one that's called hurðarskjallir, door slammer. Like they're all, that's their thing. But then later, obviously, and I have no idea when this happened. I have to start looking more into the history of Christmas. Then they became these Santa Clauses but I mean, I think at least my mom, she put her shoe in the window. I'm not sure that like my grandmother would have done that. But here we do this, so we put the shoe in the window the night before the 12th. And the first one to come down is Stekkjastaur. I hope we will find him, but we'll just go through this. Okay, here's the Yule cat. And as you can see, it is not a nice cat at all. I feel that the camera is a bit like, well, and as you can see, it's not a normal size cat either. You see, this is one of the, he's huge. Okay, we have 2 opened. When the boys were small, then always before Christmas, I would take these up, and they just loved them. Oops. And you know, just I would put them all up in the window, and then we would go over, and you know, you would read stories about them and what have you. Now I almost have to persuade them to put the shoe in the window. I just put my foot down actually, because they were just like, well, we're too old. And I was like, while you're living at home, you're gonna put your shoe in the window. And if you're a good boy, then Santa will bring you something. The older you let will bring you something. Here is Hurðaskellir, the door banger. So he really likes to slam doors. That's his thing. Okay. So once I got older, I realized I should keep these so that I could always pack them back up. Apparently I didn't know that in the beginning, so that's why some of them are then broken, but this is okay. I will just glue it. I have a glue gun. Okay, these 2 are empty. What do we have here? Well, it's not always the same one that says on the outside as I think this is. Yeah, this is Giljagur. Not quite sure what he does. There are some that are like more prominent than others. Obviously the first one, Stekkjastaur, everybody knows them, and the last one is the best one because he brings like the biggest gifts, and usually he will even wrap them and everything. So this is Giljagur. He's eating some sort of skyr there as well. No. What det dejligt? Do some Danish here. This is very, very cozy here. Okay, who have we here? Okay, Gluggagægir. He is a peking Tom. He likes to watch on the windows. I don't think you're seeing them very well there. I think I'm gonna stop and see if it's like, because it seems like it's like a bit like foggy. I'm gonna stop and do another take and clear off the camera. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know if I made it better or worse or what, but it is what it is. Okay, we have 3 up out of the 13. And yeah, so there was this one time. So if you're a good kid, then you will get a little present. It can be, I mean, it's gotten a bit out of control, I'm afraid, in the later years. But like when I was a kid, I would get some little present, like some like knickknacks. Like sometimes you would just get like a mandarina, like the small oranges, or some chocolates maybe, or you know, little gifts. And if you're bad, then you get a potato. And I remember I one time got a potato and I was devastated. I must have been like 5 because we were living in the first house where we moved away there from when I was like 5 or 6. So, and I remember that I got a potato in my shoe and I was just devastated and mortified, and I didn't want my parents to know. So I took the potato and myself and hid under the sofa. But that really took, and I never again got a potato. The boys have never gotten a potato, but one time Ulfur, my older son, got nothing. and he really should have gotten a potato. I just Santa here was a bit too soft. It was just awful. So he had a friend staying over. He must have been like Pepe was just like my older is Ulfur and my younger is Pepe. So Pepe was, I mean, we're talking like Pepe was probably maybe 3 or 4, something like that. Must be 4 because he's still maybe I don't know if he still remembers it because we just talk about it. So he was really tiny, like he was 3 or 4, and Ulfur had a friend staying over. So if Pepe is 4, then Ulfur is 6 or 7. And no, he wasn't even 7. Like yeah, he must have been 6, like 3 and 6, something like that. And Ulfur, and when I wake up in the morning. They all 3 put their shoes out in the window, and you know everybody got their little gifts, and then I wake up in the morning that Pepe is coming into the room just crying, just like really very, very upset. He's just like, oh, I got the potato, and was just totally mortified, and he hadn't even better been a bad boy or anything. And he was just, and I was obviously just as shocked and surprised as him, since they're, to my best knowledge, Santa had not brought any potatoes to him. And then that little shithead, my older son, he had woken up before his brother, taken out, there was some chocolate for all of them, taken out the candies in his shoe as well, taken his and from his brother, went into the kitchen, got a potato and put it in his shoe before he woke up. Oh my God, I was very upset with him, but I couldn't manage, like, he should have gotten a potato the next day, obviously, but he got a letter from Santa and nothing more. And that was just nasty. And we still talk about, like, he still remembers it, Pepe, like the smaller one, just the horror of getting a potato. But it's a really nice tradition. I remember, like, I was always saying to my mom, because I'm obviously a believer, and it was like almost painful how long I believed in everything. I still kind of believe. And so, but when I was a kid, I mean, I was just thinking afterwards, like, I never realized, I was always just saying to mom, like, oh, it's amazing. Every time I go and stay with my great grandmother, Amalola, I get the most amazing shoe presents. And then when I would stay with my granny, it was always being like, well, there were clues. Let's just say there were clues, and I never got them. But, and I even I would get, like, we would continue this tradition of on the 24th, even when we were quite big, the sisters, we would get something in the shoe on the 24th, and that's when you put, like, this here is actually Kertasnigir. He is the candle hoarder or candle stealer, and obviously, and he eats them because this is from when back in the days when candles were made out of fat, it's probably called something else than fat, but you know what I mean. And so then he would eat the candles. So he does not like modern candles. He's tried to eat them, and they're not good. They're just wax. That's no good. But this is the best one because he brings, like, the best gifts, and usually they're, like, wrapped and stuff. Because we all know it's very important to keep those kids occupied on the 20. Well, here it's on the 24th. I guess it's different. I don't know. In England, do you do it in the morning like in the States? How do you do it? Like, do you do the presents in the morning or in the nighttime in England? Because in the States, then you do it on the 25th in the morning. So then I suppose you just wake up and you go straight to the presents. But here it's on the 24th, and it's 6 o'clock. Then we start eating. So I have to wait a whole day of the 24th. Oh, it took forever to go the day of the 24th. And so it's always good to, Kertasnigir will bring presents that are, like, nice for the kids to entertain them during the day when they are waiting, obviously, all of them. And it's a difficult day to wait, obviously. Usually here we will eat at 6. Bjúknakrækir. Bjúa is like, it's like a thick hot dog. I don't know the name for this. And he will go and get some bjúu. Usually we will like when the bells ring at 6 on church bell ring at 6 on the 24th, then we sit down to eat, and we do 3 courses, but we just do, like, after the main course, then we do all the presents, and then And then we have the dessert after all the presents, which is nice because they're just, it's difficult to wait. But now they're older though, so it's different. But still, they're quite keen on their presents, obviously. Who isn't? Even me. I mean, it's fun. So I don't keep them waiting too long. They're always like, oh my god, I haven't finished eating. Oh, I should show you how to make the Christmas ice cream. It's so easy and it's insanely good. And the strange thing is I only make it for Christmas. I've been thinking I should, like, if I have a dinner party, well, I don't really have that many dinner parties, but if I did, yeah, I could do it for a dessert because it's so easy to make. It's just eggs and eggs, whipped cream and sugar, and it's insanely good. I will put this on my list. Askasleikir. Okay, askur is this like wooden thing that you used to have back in the day, and like you would eat out of these. These were like the dishes they used in olden times in Iceland. So he's like basically like plate liquor, but it's askur. That's what he likes. So he's like eating the leftovers. So it's all the same sort of. They're stealing some sort of food. They are, slamming doors, peeping on the window. And then with time they have become more docile. And yeah, it's funny that in my head, before I opened the boxes, like here they are, they all have a red Christmas hat and they have the beards, but like honestly I don't think of them as old. I don't think they're old. I think they're quite feisty still, at least. They're very good. Okay, pottasleikir. Potter is the pot. No, you don't say pot in English. Like what you make soups in? Pot, yeah. So this one is the pot liquor. Again, we are seeing a pattern. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is Stúfur. He's the cutest. He's the small one. I think he's second to last to come. It's very handy. They always print it on the milk cartons, the days, so you know which day each comes. My little niece had prepared letters for all of them. Waiting. Who is this? He's a little bit broken as well. This is Þvörusleikir, yeah. Þvara is this here that he's holding, is like what you use for stirring the pots. So like big wooden spoons, so he likes licking those. Okay, I'm missing some. I have to buy that if it's... I have like 2 or 3 in here, but we only have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I have 9. 10. And 11. Gáttaþefur. He has like a very big nose. He likes to go into the doors and sniff things. We have like a peeping Tom. We have a guy slamming doors. Sniffer. Lovely bunch. Yes, and this is Stekkastur. He's the one that comes first. Actually, I am always a bit upset about this statue of him because he has a wooden leg, so he shouldn't be able to bend like this. But he likes the sheep, and he will go and drink the the milk straight from the sheep. Yeah, not very, just adequate. Okay, and then we have, this must be Grýla here. Maybe I have some boxes more. I'll have to see, otherwise I'll have to buy the ones that I must have broken last year though, because I was up to the whole bunch. To the 13. But I only have 11 now, so I'm missing 2. Maybe they are in... What is happening here? Maybe they are in some of the other Christmas boxes. With the other Christmas decorations. Ég get svo sværi fyrir. Grýla does not want to come out. She does not want to be shown. Ég get svo sværi fyrir. Yeah, she is not nice. This is Grýla. I'm gonna show you closer. Wait. Okay, I thought I'd do a little presentation here of them so you see them closer. This is Kertasníkir. He's the one that comes on the 24th. He likes to eat candles. But yeah, I looked in the other boxes and I cannot find the missing two. I'm not even sure which ones they are. I have to go over it. But I did find another cat though, so I have two Yule cats. And I don't have either Lappalúði. I'm missing the dad too. So I will obviously put this on my Christmas list. And I think it's like, and also Yule lads. I mean, this is not a lad by any definition. But yeah, obviously we don't know exactly how they look like. Stúfur is one of the great ones. He's so tiny. And then we have Grýla. And she's here, and she's actually a bit broken. She's missing one horn. But as you can see, she is a troll. She's much bigger than all the boys. Like, here's the one that is standing up. So you see, she is lots bigger. And she has her sack with the kids' head sticking out here. And she has hoofs for legs. And she is just very unpleasant. I remember one time, nowadays we don't really use this to frighten the child anymore, children. But I remember one time the boys were being very naughty, and I told them about Grýla and that she was going to eat them, and they were just scared shitless. I'm not a bad mom, I really am not. I love those boys, but yeah, I was at the end of my rope, I suppose, and I was just like, well, Grýla will come and she will eat you. But yeah, I guess she's sort of like, you have something so similar, like Krampus is sort of like they're probably of the same kin. But I think it goes also to this, what you call it, wait, I'm gonna go on camera and, yeah, I think we have definitely similar traditions elsewhere. I would love to hear about what's happening in your countries, because I think many, at least in Europe, have these sort of really, these are ancient. These come from way back, the notions of these just sort of beasts. And I think I was reading something, an old article on how when the Yule lads were starting the tradition and stuff like that, and apparently it was also so in the old, with the old gods, and obviously, and I think it's just been going for I believe from beginning of time, but like the winter solstice obviously has been for at least a couple of thousand years or more before Christ. I mean, it's been the winter celebration for people, and so we're celebrating having finished getting all the crop in, and everything is set for Christmas. And also this is such a special date. At least I don't know if you can feel it in other places as strongly, but here it is so dark. It is so dark in the winter. And so the fact, because at first you can't really notice that it's getting lighter because it's just a couple of minutes each day, yeah? But just that for a fact that the sun is stronger each day, and it's coming more and more. It is really very powerful, and it is magical. And so I was reading up, and it was just talking about how when the old gods were worshipped before Christianity here, then there would be big celebrations on Christmas or around midwinter. And the same was in Rome, like it's called Saturnalia or something like that. So there they had Saturnus. Here we had Odin, the god. He's like the highest of the old gods. And so they would make huge celebrations. And I think like many of these things are sort of, you know, reminiscent of that, you know, leaving cookies out for Santa. Like when we used to worship the old gods, you had to give them sacrifices, you know, give them food, give them, you know. So I think it's just I think it's fun to think about where these things come from. And I think these creatures that come down from the mountains, yeah, that was the other thing that said in there. It talked about on midwinter, then the gods would come down from where they live in either in Valhalla or in wherever the gods that you were worshipping were living, and they would come down for Christmas and come down and be among the livings. And so I think it's kind of cute that we now still have this reminiscence of strange creatures that are roaming, and we also have a lot of beliefs here in Iceland about the elves. And just in this darkest of winter, like in Halloween is really sort of around the same time. It's just in these times of the darkest winter is when the veil between two worlds is thinnest. And so you have all kinds of sort of mixing in between, and you have some strange people roaming down from the mountains, either the Yule lads, or there's also lots of tales here of being very aware of the elves and the hidden people during Christmas. You should never stay home alone on Christmas night, on Christmas Eve, for example, because that was just inviting the problems home. Because the elves are not bad or anything. The hidden people are not bad, but they are, you know, vicarious. Like you have to really, like you don't want to get on the bad side. Like definitely not. That's very, so there are so many tales about this, like feasts with the elves or with the hidden people or even the gods. And now we have these types coming down from the mountains and coming down, descending into town for Christmas. I think it's just beautiful. And I think it's, you know, it's nice to think about that we as, you know, we've been celebrating this time of year for such a long time, and it just changes a bit obviously with each generation and through time. But in the beginning, like it's about this gift giving and having fun and you know, trying to brighten our day during this darkest time of the year. I'm always so intrigued about this, like, because there were some comments yesterday from the last video from our friends down under, and like, how is it? It's so strange that it's bright and that it's summer. And it's just like, are you celebrating the summer solstice then at this time down under? Or like, I'd love to hear about it, because it just seems so strange that, because all for me Christmas is so very much tied up with the fact that it's winter solstice and that it's dark and, you know, cold and snowy, and I don't know. So it's really like what I've been doing here today and the last days, like buying stuff to gather to the house for feasting is like, it's cold, you want everything inside, you want to have everything ready so you don't have to even go outside. Like I will not go outside on the 25th or the 26th. I will just stay at home, eat, do like a nice spread for the boys, eat some leftovers and some more chocolate and read. So that is maybe not, I mean, you can't just be going to the beach on the but yeah, I'd love to hear about that. But so yes, the Yule lads are coming down one by one. I need to go and buy 2 more statues, and maybe I'll get the dad as well. And my wish to you is that nobody goes to the Yule Cat this year. The Yule Cat will not catch any of you, and that you all get at least one new clothing item that you can, so you will not be in any danger from the Yule Cat this Christmas. And just that you keep enjoying the Advent and this cozy Yuletide running up to Christmas. I know I am now either going to make some chocolate treats. I don't think so. It's like 10 o'clock. So I think I'm just going to go and hit the sofa and watch a bit of Lewis and crochet. Yes. Happy, joy. It's been a great day today. I hope you guys had a good day as well. This is then it for today. I've told you about the Yule lads and Grýla, and catch up with you soon. Okay. Skål i Baileys.